Consecrations. Guys, I don't know how you feel about consecrations, and I'm talking about the specifics behind salt and water. Now, obviously, in the British traditional witchcraft or traditional witchcraft, people do a ritual, a consecration ritual, where they bring together the forces of salt and water and make it into consecrated water. In other words, water that will purify and protect, and used in the right way can be very useful. We used it so much in the coven, cleansing our statues down to consecrating ourselves, and it basically is about the minerals, the water of life, and it's bringing those essences together. What we're doing is we're creating a substance that will aid us in our rituals and the way we perceive things in our circles. But being a Seidr practitioner, I still use it, but in a different way. I still consecrate it in my own way, and my reasoning behind it is because it is the same as your crystals and your stone and your earth and your air and your water and your fire. It is not to be missed out just because it is used by another group. Now, of course, we practice Seidr today, but it's not the same Seidr that was practiced all that time ago, because there were no or not many writings on it. There was no laid down rules. Every Seidr practitioner did it their way, in their village. All we can gather from that is that they were seers, they were magic workers, and they were the ones that people went to for help. They normally lived outside of the village and came in to do the rituals and the sacrifices and the seeing people's futures, etc. So I thought today it would be a great idea to show you about how I personally take these substances and mix them together, and it's quite simple. I thought what we could do is how I used to do it and how I do it now. So let's get into it. We have a little pot, and it doesn't matter what sort of pot it is. You can see that there. This one is something from my past. It's quite a nice little pot, and that's got rainwater in it. Now, you can use distilled water, you can use water that is pure in some way, so even purified water that you do in the jug will be fine. I like to do rainwater because it comes from the heavens, and not that all water does, it does come from the same place, but it's the way you feel about it, not what people are telling you, but how you feel about it. I also have different sort of salt. It's harsh mineral salt, and I wanted it as near as I could, really. I can't really show you. It's dark in colour. It's a sort of browny colour. This is sea salt from Cornwall. You can buy it in the shops, and I like it because it's got a very strong smell to it and a very vibrant way it reacts with the water. But of course, if all you have is your table salt, that is also fine. Don't get hung up on all these things. It is, again, as I said, down to the individual. I also have a candle, which I like to keep alight, so we're going to light that up. That's better. We have light on the situation. Okay guys, now you can have incense and all the other elements, so you can have a holder for your incense, of course. Get your incense stick. This is sandalwood. I'm going to light this one up, and then we as we light it, I like to say a few words, and I will say, hail to all the old ones. We come here today to do a ritual consecration, a ritual of bringing purity and protection and all the things we want into these substances that we will be working with today. And we thank you and welcome you to be with us while we do this. Hail and welcome. So guys, you can just say something simple like that, and it's just nice to involve the gods in your ritual. Now I also have my availiable from when I was in Coven, because I will be showing you how I do the other stuff as well. I'm going to do the Alexandrian one first, and that would be, obviously the altar would be set up totally different. You would have it all precise, but of course I don't work that way now, so you'll have to imagine that bit. So what you need is your salt, which would have been put on this side, and your water would have been on a pentacle in the middle, and you would first banish anything that shouldn't be there, and with that you would do a banishing pentagram over the water, and you would say, I exorcise thee, O thou creature of water, that thou cast out from thee all the impurities and uncleanlinesses of the spirit of the world of phantasm. And then you enter with your availiable into the water, and then you say, wherefore do I bless thee. Now you're doing a proper pentagram, okay, so it's downwards, whereas before the banishing would have been upwards. So you would say, I exorcise thee, O thou creature of water, that I cast out from thee all the impurities and uncleanlinesses of the spirit of the world of phantasm. Wherefore do I bless thee and consecrate thee in the mighty name of. And that would be the water done. You would then take the salt, say, blessings be upon this creature of salt. Let all malignity and hindrance be cast forth hence from, and all good enter herein. And then I used to say, wherefore do I bless thee and consecrate thee, adding the salt then to the water in 3 attempts. And I would say, wherefore do I bless and consecrate thee in the most powerful names, and then your god or goddess. And then you can do another one across it if you want. So it's downwards for that, and your water is then ready. The reason why we do it, well, there are different reasons behind it, but I always looked at it that the water that comes from the sea is the primordial sea where life stems from, and the seed of the male also is salty, it's salt. Again, the beginnings of life. Water is the blood, it's the water of life, it's the goddess, it's the womb. So when you're putting that salt, the saltiness into the water, you are creating. Between male and female it's life, but again you are creating with salt and water something that can be used and be honoured, can be looked at as sacred. It is life. So obviously different people see it in different ways, and whatever you believe is right for you. So don't be hung up on the things that I'm actually telling you. Of course that is in traditional witchcraft. Now when I'm doing the same sort of thing, it's very simple. What I like to do is to ask it to come, ask it to be present, ask those elements to come together and unify for a purpose, for something that's going to last. So, whereas we would anoint ourselves with the traditional witchcraft, this is different in Seidr practice. in Norse paganism. It is similar but also very different. Now you have to visualise the fact that nothing's being done. I've lit up the fire, I've lit up the air with the incense. We have our depiction of who we want to be with us. We have water and we have earth in salt. Okay, because salt doesn't just come from the sea. There is salt mines, and that's where a lot of people used to get confused in Coven, because the priest would say one thing and other people would see it a different way, that salt was actually just earth. The formation of the crystals of salt come from the bowels of the earth. But with obviously what I do now, it's totally different. So I'm not looking at it that way. I'm asking the spirit of the salt and the spirit of the water, the fire and the earth to come together in unison and make something to aid me, but also the world and everything. So hail Freya, hail Freya, we seek your company. Hail to the goddess, hail to the goddess, be thou with me. That's all you have to do, to call in your goddess or your god, whoever it is you want for that day. It's Friday today, so I'm calling on Freya because it's her day of the week. Right, so now we want to consecrate the salt and water. And to be honest, these things to my mind are already blessed. But what you're doing is you're doing a recipe. You can also add other things to this. It doesn't always have to be just salt and water. You can add mugwort or dragon's blood or roses and petals. You can add whatever you feel you need to do for that day. So I've got a little bit of, oh, that smells so lovely. I've got some oil and herbs here, which I'm going to put into the water. You don't need a lot, just a little bit, because it will be over the top, and that's not what you're looking to do, guys. Put that away there. Okay, and if you do get any oil on your hands, anoint yourself with it. You are worthy. Now I don't need the athame because that is not what I use. Salt of the earth, life within our bodies, I seek your help this day and ask you of your own free will. Will you aid me this day? Your element, your personality, your life-giving properties, I seek your help this day. Will you come of your own free will to aid me this day? Water, water of life, water that comes from the moon's powers, the ebbing and flowing of our blood and the waters of the earth. Aid us this day. Will you come of your own free will? Will you aid us with salt? I ask spirits of water and salt, will you come together in my thought, in my work and in my deed? I thank you in advance for your aid this day. Now before you put it together, guys, you need to put your hands over both and give it some time. And you can say runes over it. You can say anything that you feel will come into it, like what's in your mind. You could tell it its purpose, what it's going to do. So for today, this is going to be cleansing. I want to cleanse my room. Oh, hail to you again. Thank you that you will come together in might, in protection. For your deed that I am asking of you is to cleanse and protect this room from all ill, from everything that is negative, to bring forth protection and light, to bring forth life. I thank you. Hail and welcome. And with that, guys, you just pour the salt into the water, and you can stir it with your fingers. So you go like that, yeah. And you just say, I thank you, salt and water, spirits of salt and water, and the elements of salt and water, for aiding me today. And I will use it wisely, and I will use it to the best of my ability. Hail and thank you. And with that, guys, you have your salt water. Okay? It's not a bad thing to have. You can use it daily. You can do one at night for the next day, so you're not in a rush in the morning. And you can just cleanse things with it. So like flick it around the room, and you normally go like that and just flick it. That way it doesn't soak everything. And you can do it to your altar, just keeping it real. You can do it to yourself like this. There's so many things you can use it for, and it is a good thing to have. Now, you have fire and you have air, and you don't really want to leave them out, because the four go together. The four do protect. So I then get my fire and I move this out of the way, so it's next to the air, and I seek air and I say, hail to air, hail to fire. May the two of you come together and aid me today. I welcome you. Fire, give me the protection and the guard that I need. And air, give me the right words to say, the thoughts to think, and the deeds to do. Aid me in that, and I will be grateful this day. Come together, all four of you. Spirits of earth, spirits of air, spirits of fire and water. Come together now in protection and light. And everything that's necessary. Hail and welcome. And you can sing a little song like, earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth, air, fire and water, bind us all as one. And there you go, guys, just a different way of looking at things, a different way of doing things. But what comes from here, I feel, means a lot more than rigid ritual. Now that is for you to decide, because some people like rigid ritual, and I used to like rigid ritual too, guys, but I like this more now because I can feel it and I can be it, whereas before it was different. I'm not saying it wasn't powerful, because it was, but this is powerful too. And so it's up to you which way you want to do it. But if you want to ask any questions, just leave me a comment below. And if you like the content I'm doing, guys, please think about subscribing, hitting the like button and sharing. At the end of the day, it all goes to help the channel and myself, obviously, and I appreciate it. So thank you to my new subscribers that have done pressing the button. I do appreciate you, and I hope you get what you want from the videos. And to those that are always here backing this channel and aiding me, I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. appreciate you. If any of you are interested, I am thinking about doing maybe every other week on a Friday evening a ritual to Freya. Bit different subjects each week, so we could do something on animals, we could then do the following 2 weeks we could do something on health of women and health of the earth, and go through different things. It would be a ritual or a meditation, and obviously if you have any questions I can talk to you as well, and I might even involve my beautiful granddaughter to aid me in this. If you're interested in that, leave a comment below to let me know if you would like this, because it's just, I'm just thinking about it at the moment. So I wish you a happy weekend, and I'll be back soon with another video. So wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of Elaine.